So this video is gonna be about social media, and I'll give you a perspective that I just came to while I was meditating that will hopefully help you out in your journey if you've been struggling with social media yourself. I believe that most people should not be on social media, and the reason I say that is because I believe that we aren't approaching social media in a way that is right with our souls. I was meditating and I realized that I do want to be on social media. Actually, I want to integrate social media into my life. I want it to be an integral aspect of my life. And that really comes from a desire to want to be of service and to share the love that I have for my life. So that means going to social media and bringing something to it rather than going to social media to get something to it or get something from it. And this has really been a byproduct of me trying to figure out where social media lands in my life because I have a business or I have a desire to serve people. I want to obviously make a living out of this, but at the same time, I want it to be primarily about me connecting and building a community, me making something that's important for people, something that will benefit them, something that will be longer lasting. So, and also a way for me to extend myself as an individual rather than trying to just limit myself to one-to-one interactions. So, those are the benefits that you get out of social media. There's the benefit of you being able to reach a wide array of people, it being instant, and it also being free. Like I don't have to pay to reach people. Back in the past, if I wanted to reach people, I had to pay for newspapers. I had to pay for writing books, etc. Now it's instant. Now it's widely available. So I'm in the place now where I'm like I can literally just pick up the camera, record. I don't have to make it. And that's another thing that I realized when it comes to social media. If you're trying to build a business, you don't have to make it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right now I'm wearing my headphones for my mics and I'm using my camera. I'm using the front facing camera, which shoots high quality enough for me to be able to record these things. And my life, the universe is showing me that this is the right way to go about it. I just started doing lucid vlogs, which is me just shooting raw content in the moment. There's no complete structure. There's somewhat of planning, but it's nothing highly produced. And I'm getting thousands of views on this channel, and it's something that I haven't even gotten with my previous channel, which I would spend hours and hours upon to make just one single video. So I realized that people don't really care for high production. What people care for is connection. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. And what people care about now, we're in an age where we care more about authenticity than about the looks. And the thing that I realized about my generation or the generation before me is that people try to make it about that. How am I presentable? How am I going to present myself on social media? What are people going to think about me? What is my boss going to think about me? But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's about you expressing the love that you have for your life. At the end of the day, it's about sharing. So I realized um, that the younger generation is really good at this because they obviously see a way to connect with people. They see this as a way to make friends, and that's the way I'm seeing it. So something that I'm realizing is stop trying to make a big deal out of it. It's the same thing. It's the biggest thing that I've come to, which is it's about your expression. It's about you sharing who you are. It's about you connecting with people that are like-minded. At the end of the day, that's what social media is about, because you can find your tribe by through your vibe. You find your tribe through your vibe. So hone in on that version of yourself that you can't express outside of any other context except on social media. I think here the benefit is that I can sit down and I can speak to a camera. There's nobody here. I'm out in the open, but I'm really just talking to a camera. I'm not being observed by people, and I speak freely. There's no context really to this except for the fact that the channel says Lucid Vlogs, right? So I have that freedom of expression. That's the next thing that social media grants. That's the second benefit, that you have this platform where you can express yourself in a way that isn't available in other contexts. Obviously, if I was sitting down with somebody one to one, there are different things that I have to take into account. Who is the person? Do I have any history with them? I have to abide by social rules, by social guidelines. I have to abide by the context. So there's so much context to it. But here, the only context is we're on social media. You clicked on the title, and now you're here listening to me. That's the only context here. There's no other thing that is messing with this, and this allows me freedom of expression. I can express myself in the way that I want to. That's the second benefit, right? So the first benefit is you being able to reach you being able to reach a wide variety of people. The second benefit is you being able to express yourself in a context that isn't really possible in anywhere else. And then the third benefit I want to say is that you connect with people that are just like you. You don't know who you're speaking to. You don't know who's gonna be watching this video. You all you know is that when you speak through from your heart, you connect with people on the same wavelength. That's the goal. You want to connect with people who think like you, who want the same things as you, who want the same goals as you. And at the end of the day, for me, I'm building a vision. I'm working towards a vision. I want to create a community, a large community of individuals who are tapped into their potential. That's all that I care about. And so by doing that, first I need to do that. In order to do that, first I need to be tuned into myself. I need to be tuned into my potential. I need to be tuned into my truth. I need to be tuned into my heart. And then I can get on social media and express that to the world and attract the people who are like-minded. That is the law of attraction. If you want to find your tribe, you have to tap into your vibe. You have to hone in on your vibe. You have to find what vibration are you approaching social media with? Are you approaching social media with the desire to feel validated, to be approved? Somebody was just calling me. Okay. Anyways, are you getting into social media for external validation, for the vanity metrics, or are you getting on social media so that you can connect with people just like yourself? That's the question you should be asking yourself, because once you start to tap into that to something else, which is I want to connect with people who are like-minded, I want to grow, I want to express myself creatively, I want to be real, I want to be truthful to myself. When you start moving it in that way, then you start acting differently. So, and that's when you also start to not care so much about the vanity metrics. The things will happen. You will find your people. I've lived it. My life is living proof of it. I found my wife through dance because I knew that in my life dance was a big part of my life. So why didn't I just pursue my passion, go into dance? I also was into gym, fitness, and I would go to fitness spots. I also was into social media. So here I am. So I'm finding people who of like-minded interests because I'm pursuing my passion, and it just so happens that social media is a passion of mine. And so here we go, developing passion-filled relationships. This is the key. This is like, if you want to find your community, your people, you have to hone in more. You have to double down on who you are. Go pursue your passions. Go pursue these wishes that you have within you, because if you don't, then you never will find these people, and you're gonna end up hating your life. So those are the three main benefits. Those are the three things, and hopefully those three things present a perspective to you that you haven't been presented to in the past because you've been too busy looking at the negatives of social media. I'm a big fan of Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee's approach to social media. He just says, just document, just put something out there, share what you're going through, and it helped me out in the past. But now I'm really realizing where he's coming from. He's just coming from a place of service. He just wants people to share who they are, and that's the path. Like, when you let the world know who you are, you will be found. Like, put yourself out there and the right people will come. All right, so then I want to talk about the negative perspective on social media, being that it can lower your self-esteem. You can compare yourself. You're gonna find yourself being distracted. You're gonna be addicted to social media. And here's the thing, and this is a video, this is what I'm gonna talk about in another video, because I have found that there's yeses and nos, but the main thing is that it's all about the user. No technology will become negative unless the user is using it in a negative way. Technology is black and it's not so nuanced. It's black and white. You either are going to use it for good intentions or for the wrong intentions. So you have to ask yourself, there's really a thing where we have to get to, and you have to ask yourself, reflect on this. When you go onto social media, are you going there to distract yourself, or are you going there to connect, to really to connect with your heart, to use it as an extension of who you truly are? Because if you're not doing that, then you're obviously going to get trapped into this negative whirlpool of just entertainment, dopamine, then comparison, all these things. So what I realized for myself, and this is something that I recognize, and this has taken months, like before I got to this conclusion, this has been months of me reflecting, really honing in on meditation, really honing in on what I want to be, who I want to be, connecting to my soul, connecting to my higher self. After really setting that intention, after a few months, I've come to this conclusion, which is I realized that when I go to social media and I want to get distracted, or I watch anime to get distracted, it's usually when I'm like tired. I'm tired. I'm lacking sleep. I need to get some rest. So I'm looking for something to just keep me going, and that's not what you want. You want to be in a place where, first off, you need to get your habits right. You need to get your systems right. You need to be eating healthily. You have to be feeling good about your body. You have to be sleeping a good amount. So in order to, and when you get that, you're automatically at a higher vibration, and so then you approach things differently. So I realized that when I approach social media, I'm much more like easily, I'm much more disciplined when I do get my rest, when I am well rested, when I am in a higher vibe. So when I do get that, I'm getting these ideas for creativity. I want to share. I just get these rushes of inspiration, and I write down things, and then I share. I get on video. All these different things are the result of me first getting my life down, my personal life down, my habits down. But the majority of people, there's a reason why I say that the majority of people shouldn't be on social media. The majority of people shouldn't be on social media because they don't have all these other things in their personal lives down. What I am saying is, if you need to take a break, take a break. But social media isn't the reason why you are struggling. You're struggling and internally, and you're using social media as a way to cope. That's the thing. So it's not about breaks. It's not about social media being a negative thing. Nah, it's about your perception. Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we're all vehicles for transformation. And if we're going to be taking on an activity such as social media, we should be using that activity as a way to transform, to help people, to serve, rather than as a way to distract ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we're just going to perpetuate whatever we put out, or wherever we're at. So if you're negative, you're going to perpetuate that negativity unless you make the conscious decision to change that. And if you're positive, you're going to perpetuate the positivity, and you're going to keep honing in on that. So social media is a beautiful thing. Now I have so many ideas for how I want to integrate social media, and so that's where I'm going to go into next. Next steps, bigger perspectives, the integrative mindset. How can you put social media into your life in a way that will benefit you? And I'll give you a few examples. So yesterday, I'm a holistic healer. I'm looking to figure out how I'm going to be able to make this into something that can be of service to people, something that I can build a business off of. But recently I've gotten the inspiration to just reach out to people, let people know, hey, I'm a healer. If you need help, if I hear somebody that is going through something, I let them know, hey, I do this, maybe you can help. I'm offering my services for free. So I was writing down my sessions. I'm building systems. So this is also another important part. You have to already have the intention to want to build systems, build longer sustainable models that you can go to, so that you can really work on whatever you're working on. So for example, for me, I got this idea of creating a client portal where I can write down which were my clients, the people that I have worked with, write down their contact info, and then within that I can write down all the sessions that I've had with them, the symptoms that they've had, the diagnoses that they've been given, any progress that they've made with me. And I had that idea. And so after I got that idea, I was like, well, this is a great idea. This is actually something sustainable. This is something that I can actually build with as I'm a healer. And that's really what I'm looking for: progression, systems, sustainable models that will allow me to continue to help people in a better way. So this will improve the efficiency of my work, but also it will improve the ability of me being able to understand what's going on and the progression that I'm going through internally as a healer, so that I understand and I'm more connected to my path. But after I finished realizing that I wanted to create this client portal, I also realized, why don't I just create a YouTube channel based on healing? And so I've already had kind of the idea for it, Lucid Healing, but I just didn't know how I wanted to do it. And after I got more involved into Lucid, into healing, just these past few weeks I've been offering my services, I came to this conclusion. I realized that I can use YouTube as a way to document my findings, record any progress, record any of the methodologies that I'm using so that people can use them for themselves, and then also just add more. This is kind of like a scientific approach where I'm going to be sharing what the specific diagnoses that I've been working with, any changes that that have happened after people have worked with me. And so this can be something that can be used in the future for myself if I ever choose to become for example, a researcher, because I do have that in mind. I do want to go back to school, possibly to become a psychologist, to get a doctorate degree. But right now, this is what I'm going to have for myself. It's really for myself. It's really for the progression of the overall knowledge. So I don't think when I was becoming a healer, there were no resources for me. Like, it's very hard to understand, hey, how do you start a business as a holistic healer? What are you doing? Who are you serving? What modalities are you using? What do you think about Reiki? What do you think about emotion code, etc., etc., etc.? There was no channel about that. Now that I realize that this is what I want to do, I think it's a perfect idea. I'm going to be able to document my findings. I'm going to be thinking like it's going to be like me in the lab, me presenting to the world what I have found. And if somebody finds that helpful, then that'll be great. That'll be a way for people to find my services. If they're really looking to heal from a specific diagnosis, that'll be right there. Or it's going to be for people who are interested in learning more about about holistic healing or healing modalities. Or it will also be a way to just add more knowledge to the scientific field. If somebody ever chooses to research on these specific healing modalities, they can look at my channel and they'll be able to create some experiments so that they can really solidify the research on this. Bam. That's a beautiful channel idea, something that I'm really looking forward to. But do you see here what I just did? Do you understand that I didn't create the channel so I can get more business? No, I created the channel to further my understanding of what I'm really committed to. Right now, I'm committed to service. I'm committed to healing people. I'm committed to helping people as a healer. So that has naturally led me to want to expand on that, and I've taken the benefits of social media and integrated it into healing. And now here I am creating a channel called Lucid Healing that is about healing. That adds so it's a completely different approach. It's a completely different layer. And not only that, because I'm not so into about it being highly produced, there's no limit on me of my expression. It's just about putting it out there. It's really just for myself. It's really just for the people who are really, really interested in this. I am automatically moving away from this desire of vanity metrics. For me, it's like if I get one person who listens to my video, if I get one like, that is beautiful. That means that there's somebody out there that is interested, and that means that there will be more people as the years come by, as the time passes, that will be interested also. That's all that matters, and that's the approach that I have. All right, and here's another example. Like, I was just talking to my wife about this. We have we started a podcast as a couple. That was a podcast dedicated for parents and couples who are interested in spirituality and growth. And we really just want to share our lessons from parenting and from being in a relationship as husband and wife. And we took a pause on that, mainly because I still didn't know where I wanted to take the channel. I was still working on other things. I was still too in my head about production and high quality, etc., and really pushing for the numbers. But now that I think about it, I think we should do that. I think that should be a space for us to dedicate some time into. It'll be a place for us to be able to reflect on our relationship, but also strengthen our relationship by bonding and working together on a project. But also, we've also been going out, and we've been going to the park. We've been going to different places in San Diego here, exploring. We've been wanting to go hiking. We've been wanting to go to coffee spots, etc., etc. And when we go to those spots, we also look for a place to dance in, because we love dancing. Dancing is a big value of ours. So we look for a nice place and we dance. We just dance in salsa, some bachata, and that's cool. And sometimes we share it on our stories. Sometimes we made like one reel where we've shared like our one trip out. But now, after realizing this, today I was meditating and I was like, okay, we should be doing more of this. Let's make it a point. Like, this will be a way for us to really solidify a relationship habit. So we'll go out once a week. That's a habit of ours. We go to it. We choose a nice spot, something new. We take pictures. We record some videos of this spot, really highlighting San Diego. And then we also go to, we also look for a nice spot to dance, and we record ourselves dancing. And then we share a message of just our relationship or a realization that we've had, an insight, something that we've learned, like on the caption or on the video, and bam, like that's a piece of content. But you notice here that this piece of content is going to allow us to be more committed to the process of going out, because it's allowing us to connect with each other anyways. We're just adding an extra layer of recording it, documenting it, and sharing it to the world. And the intention behind that, I told my wife, it's like we want to help people. We also want, at least me personally, I'm speaking for myself, I want to help people. I want to share to the world an image of a relationship that can exist, that exists, and that they can tap into, that they can access. I truly believe that my relationship with my wife, the story of how we met and all of that, is something unique, and it's something special. And I think it's the message behind our marriage is something that many relationships need also. So us just sharing our love for each other, for our family, is going to allow for us to connect with people who also seek that love, or are just interested in seeing that. And then that will help us to extend our reach, to connect with like-minded individuals, and to also serve the world as a couple and as a family. And I told her, as long as we make it a point about it being about sharing the love, about connection, about in strengthening our relationship, then social media can be an integral part of our life. But we don't have to have the pressure of, oh crap, like how many times a day or how many times a week, how are we going to monetize this, how are we going to, like that, we need to let that go. That's me talking to myself, not my wife is always chilling. So like once we make it about that, then we can do it. There's no problem. It's all about making things easier for your expression. It's all about you making things easier for your purpose. Why would you slow down your purpose? So that you can make a higher quality video. For me, I'm realizing now, reflecting on Lucid Vlogs, this is really just me making up for all of the freaking insights and things, realizations that I haven't put out in the recent years because I've been too in my head about production and quality. So hopefully this perspective helps you, because I know that there's a way to use technology for a benefit, and so now I'm realizing how it's going to be. And at the end of the day, I just want to further myself. I just want to keep expanding. I just want to keep growing. I just want to keep expressing myself, and I want to help people along the way. So why not put it out into the world, put it into social media, document it, share the love, and continue to see how I can continue to keep creating spaces for people to connect with me, with themselves, and then keep moving towards the bigger vision 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, my whole lifetime, etc. This is the goal. This is really what it's meant to be. This is what social media is supposed to be, how it's supposed to look like. This is how we're supposed to integrate it into our lives. We are human beings, and our technology is supposed to expand us, not restrict us. Remember that. Don't forget that. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Peace out.